Hello everyone, and welcome to the first video of Shin Matsunaga month. This will be the lore video that explains all of the details and background behind this character. These details and information have been found from two sources that I will post down below. I apologize if some of them sound repetitive or if they sound like the same bits of information, but because they come from two straight sources, some of the information is rephrased differently. I will now show you some information about his basic appearances in terms of manga, games, and OVA, his English voice actor, Japanese voice actor, birthday, status, all of that, as well as his ranks and which mobile suits he piloted. And then we'll continue on and read aloud the information from the two sources I found in terms of his biography, his appearances, his general story, and some notes and trivia at the end. Please bear in mind, as will be stated later, there is not a lot of information to go on for this character, so it is open to interpretation, and if there are any corrections or anything you would like to add, please, I beg you to put it down in the comments section, because this is everything I could scour on this character, and if this is what is generally available, if you come up with something new and you find some sources, please put it out there so the general Gundam community can accumulate all of this lore, because it is so important. That being said, let's get right into it. Shin Matsunaga, military ID number PM055767744-S, affiliation Space Attack Corps, biography. Born in UC 0055 as the eldest son of the Side 3 Matsunaga family, a prominent family comparable to the Federation's Yashima family. As suggested by the name, the family was of mixed Eastern and Western blood, and Shin Matsunaga was the only member of this family to enter the military. Enlisting just prior to the outbreak of the war, he was assigned to pilot a MS-06C Zako 2 in normal coloring as a private first class. Due to his achievements at the Battle of Loom, he was granted a personal emblem and a white-colored MS-06F Zaku 2. At the Battle of Loom, his commanding officer was killed, and he received a battlefield commission. With the outbreak of the war, had sunk 1 battleship and 5 cruisers, an accomplishment which would see him granted a special promotion 2 ranks to the rank of First Lieutenant. When Lieutenant General Dozal Zabi would personally observe the battlefield in his customized Zaku 2, Lieutenant Matsunaga was tasked with escort. Dozal having taken notice of Lieutenant Matsunaga's knack for piloting. As the newly promoted lieutenant was a provisional battlefield commission, it was necessary for him to attend officer training, which resulted in him attending the officer academy shortly after. Following the formality of a post-graduation sortie, he was then promoted to the rank of captain, and at this time he received his famous MS-06R-1A Zaku 2. Obeying a summons to Side 3 ultimately led to Captain Matsunaga escaping death at the Battle of Solomon, but his Zaku, which had been left behind, was destroyed. He then remained at Side 3 for the remainder of the war. Mobile Suit Variations. During Operation British, Shin Matsunaga, together with Meyer, was tasked with protecting the depopulated colony Cylinder Island, Ifish, from Side 2, Bunch 8, that was used to drop on Earth. Although the Earth Federation forces made a nuclear strike, the colony was only broken to giant pieces as it hit Sydney and several other locations. In this operation, he downed a Magellan-class battleship and several FF-S3 Saberfish fighters. After the battle, Shin, alongside Anavolgado, Char Aznable, and several other distinguished pilots, personally received praise from the commander of Zeon's Space Attack Forces, Vice Admiral Dozelzabi. Shin received his A status after the Battle of Loom. His mobile suit's head and left shoulder were painted white, thus giving him the nickname the White Wolf, which was later expanded into the White Wolf of Solomon when it became clear the Space Fortress Solomon was his base of operations. For much of the war, Shin served as a bodyguard of Dozelzabi during the Admiral's frontline inspections. Due to their warrior-like mentalities and respect for each other, both considered they were brothers in arms. His mobile suits included a customized MS-06R-1A Zaku 2 high mobility type, an MS-09R Rickdom with a Goff's Heat Sword, and an MS-14JG Gelgoog Jaeger. Ironically, he was not at Solomon when the battle occurred, having been recalled to Side 3 shortly before the operation began. Shin's nickname, White Wolf, came not only from the white color scheme, but also his preference for close combat. Matsunaga was reported to have shot down 141 mobile suits and sunk 6 enemy ships. Gundam Evolve. In Gundam Evolve Episode 9, there is a character codenamed Grey Wolf who pilots a yellow Zeta Gundam. While his name is never specifically stated, his physical appearance matches that of Matsunaga. In addition, he is referred to as a former Zeon Ace pilot, and a Grey Wolf emblem similar to Matsunaga's White Wolf emblem is located on the Zeta's shield. The Zeta's yellow color is a result of being covered in the same anti-beam coating as the Ayu's Hayakushiki. While understanding the value of such a coating, it does not stop Grey Wolf from complaining that he wanted the Zeta to be colored gray. Interestingly, the Grey Wolf does not seem to have strong new type abilities, while the 2 other pilots are able to sense the approach of a Psycho ship. He is not. During the subsequent battle, Grey Wolf pilots his Buster Zeta into the mobile armor in an attempt to expose the enemy's movement patterns to White Unicorn, another Zeta pilot. 2 other Zetas in the same movie. One is colored in the purple and white color scheme of Amuro Ray, and Amuro Ray is implied to be the pilot, and the other is painted in the red and black colors of Johnny Raiden, though it is a young new type girl named Yuri Aisa who is piloting it. Notes and trivia. Due to the lack of original material about Matsunaga's background and activity, there are various theories and conflicting information created by fans. Some notable suggestions include the following. According to the story script in the Mobile Suit Gundam Encounters in Space video game's Ace Mode, he was a close friend of Dozelzabi during his childhood, as the 2 families were close in business relationships. Both fought side by side as mobile suit pilots during the One-Year War, and the Matsunaga family was a firm supporter of Zeon's independence movement. It is also stated in Mobile Suit Gundam's Encounters in Space that Shin was recalled to Side 3 shortly before the Battle of Solomon in order to acquire the newly completed MS-14JG Gelgoog hence why he didn't participate. Based on the aforementioned Gundam Evolved, it is also speculated that he served with the Anti-Earth Union Group, otherwise known as AUG/Karaba, under the codename Grey Wolf, but the reason why he didn't join the Neo Zeon is left unexplained. However, there is some speculation that this is because his ideologies clashed with the newer Zeons, or he realized that Haman Khan was simply using Dozle Zabi's daughter for her own ends. According to Giren no Yabu, Giren's Greed, games, Shin Matsunaga does join the AUG at one point. However, within the same game, it is also possible for him to join Axis during the same time period. However, in Giren no Yabu Axis no Kui 5, sorry for the pronunciation, Shin Matsunaga can join AUG once the law stat is high enough. However, the reason why he joined up is unknown, and this would be classified as an unlockable pilot. In SD Gundam G Generation DS, he is noted for having a rather high melee stat, and a remarkably high evade stat for an old type, referencing his fame for never getting hit. In most of the normal routes, he follows Char Quattro into the AUG and stays for the whole game. He possesses an ID command that can lock out an enemy's use of ID commands, making him very useful against certain bosses that have HP restoring ones.
Gandamu, Gandamu, Shmo, da 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 da.